On this week's episode of Marketing O'Clock.
Google is working their core again. Hopefully creators have crazy gains.
Google's more evil than you think. Get a load of their new AI overview link.
And a much demanded demand gen feature is finally rolling out.
All on today's show.
Welcome, you are listening to Marketing O'Clock. Just stay tuned. Digital marketing news, but let's get specific. Digital ads, SEO and analytics, social media and more. Pretty much everything that'll make your website perform. With new shows every Friday. We give you the news with sass and puns and definitely hot takes. Thank you for tuning in. You know what time it is. It's officially Marketing O'Clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.
Hey there, I'm Christine Zernhouse.
AKA Shop.
I'm Julia Matier.
And I'm Greg Finn.
And it's officially Marketing O'Clock.
Here on March 21st, 2025.
And Shop and Julia, I got a mystery package that I unboxed over on It's New on the Wednesday show, Wednesday the 19th.
Never heard of it.
I
had a hat.
received this in the mail from one Barry Schwartz.
Gorgeous.
A real briefcase. Yeah,
It has love.
I just got it today.
That's really
Wow.
nice.
What do you guys think? Is this considered a man bag, or is this what you consider when you think briefcase?
100% that is a briefcase.
That is a briefcase.
Yes.
Now, should I rock this? See, it's like stock black. I feel like this is what 99% of people that create exploding devices would use, like this exact briefcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't take this through an airport, right?
No, I think you could. They would just open it.
just
They would
be a
send it
little
through the
more-
thing.
Yeah.
But
You'd
like,
be fine. It's really nice.
what's better, this or what you all call my man bag? This.
I think that I pity men for this one reason, but then you're not nice to me about how we don't have real pockets. So I shouldn't be so nice to you.
I literally
But-
have somebody commenting on every It's New now. It just says man bag.
Your man bag is like a little less profesh than that briefcase.
Yeah.
Maybe if I got like a really important task, I'll use a briefcase.
Yeah.
And then for like other times I'll use, because it's nice to not have to use a handle. Like you have hands free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not carrying like soccer stuff in one hand and then like food in the other.
You'd have to like tuck that under your arm. It would do a really good job of protecting your laptop.
Now, what if I put like a strap on that? Would that be a man bag or is that still a briefcase?
Also called a briefcase.
Maybe I'll do
Yours
that.
is a messenger bag.
Yeah.
I can live with that. Well, thank you, Barry.
Getting into the news here, we have big news spotted by PPC Greg and shared on LinkedIn and X. He spotted channel control for demand gen in his accounts for the first time. So this was announced in January, but as far as I know, it has been in beta and people haven't seen it rolled out live in the wild. So in his demand gen campaign settings, there's a new option for channels. I guess it is still in beta. It says beta here. And he can choose between the different channels. So you can choose all Google channels, or you can say, let me choose, and pick between YouTube. And then from there, you could do in-stream, in-feed, shorts, or just shorts if you were crazy, or turn shorts off. Then you can uncheck or check Discover, same with Gmail, and same with the Google Display Network. So this is going to be a really nice feature when everyone has the ability. And why would you do display now?
I don't know.
I feel like they're just going to get rid of it any day. He says, while exciting, we won't be making any changes until we're able to see channel performance segmented out. As of today, it's still all lumped together as Google-owned channels, which is crazy.
Can I just give you galaxy brain thinking, Greg?
What?
And I love PPC Greg. I talk to him weekly, I'd say. Like we share book recommendations nonstop.
Humble brag.
I'm sorry that we're tighter than you guys are. What if you just made a campaign and one of them you test YouTube only, one of them you test display only, one of them you test Gmail only, one of them you test Discover only? Isn't that channel reporting by default?
Yeah, it just might not do as well. I mean, he just got this today. Give him some time.
I'm just saying, like, that. My thought is experimentation. Like, how could I get this channel reporting? Oh, there's a way. I just have to make 4 campaigns.
Yeah.
And then you could see like, wow, this is working good. Sometimes when Google releases stuff, it can work really well. Other times it just doesn't. But if you really want channel reporting, if you have this in your account and you want to see if like Gmail is working, you could just do a Gmail campaign only.
I just think it's weird that they have announced testing for channel reporting in PMAX, but no word of channel controls. And then in demand gen, we're getting channel controls, but there's no reporting.
It's like Freaky Friday.
Oh,
we'll switch.
I would just rather have at least both of one on than the way it is now.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of useless.
Because you're going to see PMAX, you'll be like, I wish I could break it up by channel. It's like, no.
So they're just messing with us. But maybe we're in GML season, or where I just feel like everything is going to be announced and we just have to wait and see. Yeah. What else is happening, Julia?
Google is testing adding visible, clickable links in AI overviews that link right back to their own search results. So fun.
I know that there's more than 5 trillion Google searches a year. I know that search is up. I know it's 373 times that of ChatGPT. This is disgusting. It just, for lack of a better term, in the examples they use, it's a link to a brand that will then go to a brand search on Google.
That is so absurd.
Yeah.
Instead of their website.
Right. And it's like, now they can say, oh, we have these citations and we're sending people to more locations. But this is 0 click.
Yeah.
This is 0 click. And I feel like Barry Schwartz is always like very calm. I don't think he has an emotion in his body. He's very calm, where I'm kind of the opposite. But he put out a tweet X that said, Google AI overviews tests linking heavily back to its own search results. What a slap in the face to site owners.
It's very true.
That's like 10 out of 10 angry for Barry. It's just like, who thinks this is a good idea? You're in the middle. You just got determined to be a monopoly. Maybe take a little bit of a chill pill on this
Just
stuff.
try.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like,
Did they announce this, or is it just like people seeing it?
spotted in the wild. But it's like it's just some poor person is looking for wheelchairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of all things.
And
Are
they're
you
like,
kidding?
Here, you know what we'll do?
Yeah.
We'll send you to another search result. And guess what? There's probably at some point going to be AI overviews on more than one thing. And now you're in this
Like loop of
unhelpful feedback loop of suck.
It's really good.
I hate it.
This is like the most monopolistic thing I've ever seen them do, and they're going to do it now.
Honestly, like today's AI content, AI overview content specifically is just, I message It's New Gang and I'm like, all this AI news makes me want to puke. I don't know what people are going to do. Okay, well, something that might not be as sad. Google, back on March 13th, right after we recorded the show last week, released the March 2025 core update to Google Search. And according to Google Search on LinkedIn, they said this is a regular update designed to better surface relevant, satisfying content from searchers from all types of sites. The normal stuff. Then they went heel turn. And this is where they get themselves into trouble. They should have just stopped at the first sentence. And also, Danny Sullivan, I think he might have tweeted twice in the last 6 months, who's the public search liaison. Anyway, they added the sentence in next. We also continue our work to surface more content from creators through a series of improvements throughout this year. Which, like, don't give those poor people hope that you torch their... Like, Mike Hardacker from Weekly Mountain News. You said at this creator summit, November's never coming back, or whatever the month was they said on that. And even this, like, glimmer of hope, it's like, A, it's not going anywhere. Like, I feel terrible for publishers. With AI overviews and AI content, I don't know how you can ever survive off of just ads.
You can't.
You're never going to be able to anymore. They're stealing everything. They're just sending to their own search results. And it's just like, you look at this and I'm like, oh, I wish they just...
Yeah, why even give them hope?
I don't know.
Were there any funny responses?
I honestly, like, it. I haven't looked a ton. I know Glenn Gabe, we'll talk about it a little later. He's got some good charts there. Just some notes on this update. that it will take about 2 weeks to roll out, targets all type of content. Again, the creator thing was the only thing out of the ordinary, so maybe that's going to be the March 2025 creator update. Yeah, they really shot themselves in the foot with a helpful content update. And not only did you take the livelihood from a lot of people, like you made it personal by saying their content wasn't helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I understand now why everything is just March 2025 core update. Because you're just insulting people when they lose their traffic. And then you invite them to your house and tell them there's nothing wrong with their content, but it's called the helpful content update. So more on this to come. We'll have a full chart breakdown in 2 weeks once everything has surfaced, but look and check your rankings, traffic, whatever you do. It should be done in roughly the 27th.
They
13
said
plus
that?
14. That's added 14 days to March 13th.
They've all been like over a month.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, really, it's like wait till May.
They never end in the month that they're named for.
And now for this week's
Cool Tool.
As a reminder, our Cool Tool segment is not an official endorsement or paid mention. We're simply sharing something we found in our travels that may be of use to our listeners and is really, really cool.
This week's cool tool is a free Google Ads dashboard from Thomas Assell. So he partnered with Coupler.io to create a dashboard where you can see basically all the important Google Ads data, and it's great for both lead gen and e-commerce. Has a ton of great charts, breakdowns of campaign performance, keywords, and so much more. In order to get the dashboard, all you need is to install the Coupler.io connector and follow the guide. We have the link in our newsletter and Discord, so check it out.
Now it's time for this week's Take of the Week. This is a hashtag fire digital marketing take with extra spice served up for you. We simply deliver the take for your consumption. We give no opinions. We don't influence. You make the call.
This week's take of the week. We really had like 3 takes. We're going to have to save some of these takes. I'm just going to go with one because I thought it was a funny take. And I feel like we need fun after that intro and the main news.
Yeah.
This comes from Matt Bowen over on LinkedIn. And Matt has like galaxy brain thinking. He says, the craziest thing about Google Ads is that the landing page can literally be anything. Like I could bid on, quote, Amazon, unquote, land users on Amazon, and then tell everyone I manage Google Ads for Amazon. And I go through LinkedIn and it's so unfunny and it's so like depressing half the time. It's all chat GPT regurgitated nonsense. And I just appreciated this take from Matt Bowen.
It's very true.
Yeah, we should just run something quick
Just
for
do whatever
Nike.
you want. Oh,
Throw it on.
sure, they'd love that.
Throw it on the list of clients. Thanks,
You
Matt.
know, Google doesn't want to make Nike mad.
That's true. Yeah. Too soon.
Now it's time for this week's Pew Pew Lightning Round. At this point in the show, we split up our content into 3 parts: paid, organic, and social.
First up in the paid universe this week, Jenny Marvin tweeted to give us some more information about YouTube Brand Connect. So just expanding on those partnership ads, which are authentic creator videos promoting your brand. You can now just link those videos right to your campaigns from Google Ads in demand gen campaigns, video reach campaigns, and video view campaigns. So they're making it super easy. There is also a beta where Google Ads will recommend videos to use in those partnership ads that have already been made by creators. So that'll be a really nice feature. And eligible creators can now send linking requests directly to brands for sponsored content they've created. So if I made a video about how much I love Diet Coke, I could just send it to the brand and they could approve it and add it to their campaign or not.
Do you know what I do in my spare time?
What?
I just make videos about how awesome AdsVisor is. I need to hook this up.
Yeah.
Just my personal account.
Why are you keeping those to yourself?
I don't know. It's just what I do for fun.
We didn't
It's
even
easy.
get to talk about the jingle last week.
AdsVisor.
Oh my God.
that's great.
So good.
Certified bop.
AdsVisor.
I'm dancing to it in my kitchen with my kids.
No, literally.
It's so good. That is the song of the moment. It's the song of the summer this
I'm
year.
adding it to the playlist this week.
There's different versions, you guys. Just wait, okay? Google also announced asset testing for Performance Max retail campaign. So basically you have one PMax retail campaign and you can test it with assets and without assets. So just like the smart shopping version, you don't have to make 2 separate campaigns. It's not going to split the budget. It's just going to have them both in here. This is interesting to me. I feel like the one with assets is always going to win. Like, what's their angle here?
Do you want the honest angle?
Yes.
I feel like for ads in AI overviews to work, they have to have images. I feel like for AI mode to work, the ads have to have images. I would challenge anybody to run this experiment and see something without assets or images beating the other one. I just don't think it will happen. I think they are way behind on people using image assets. We've talked about it for literally 11 months now. I feel like I can't say it more, but people still don't listen to us for some
reason. It's
reason.
hard to find them for something. Like, I have B2B lead gen. It's just like people just
But I would imagine it's just they announced ads at Google I/O, not even Google Marketing Live, in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
I don't listen to what Adweek said last week, but I haven't seen them. Like, I just feel like that's what they're trying to do, and I feel like Performance Max and Demand Gen are sort of those tools that will help them get there faster.
When people auto upgraded, was there like an auto upgrade from Smart Shopping to PMax that made it without, like, I didn't think that many people were setting up PMax without assets, to be honest. It's like hard to figure out how to do. Mm-hmm. So it just surprises me that they even have to spend their time doing this. But maybe if there was like an auto upgrade, those people don't have them.
Maybe, yeah.
Next up here, Meta Ads wants you to connect your account with Google Analytics, and Meta says advertisers who maintain high-quality connections will get early access to new ad system updates, and that they provide an additional 5% average increase in conversions driven by Meta in their analytics tools in a 2025 experiment. So they really want you to hook that up. I was also on a call with a Meta rep, and they're using like all Google products, like Google Meet.
Really?
I didn't realize that. Yeah, they're
not
like,
Workspace.
They're all together now.
You don't have to buy a portal to talk to them.
No.
But this makes sense to me. I don't know, like GA in attribution with Meta is tough, but it's also they did it to themselves with their own stupid browser.
Google?
No, Facebook Meta. Like you click and you don't use like your actual browser on your phone, and then you look at something on this stupid Meta browser, and then you go back using Safari or Chrome or whatever, and the attribution is off.
Yeah. So might as well set it up. According to legal filings obtained by the New York Times, Google owns a 14% stake in Anthropic, an AI startup, and a lot of people had a lot of thoughts about this. But this was founded by two people from OpenAI who left, and they started Anthropic. And also, this article notes that Google has no voting rights, no board seats, or observer privileges. They're just giving them a bunch of money. So
they also bought cybersecurity firm Wiz this week.
Wiz.
What a name.
What do you think they paid for Wiz?
$3 million.
$10 million?
$32 billion.
Oh my God.
The biggest acquisition Google has ever had.
Why wasn't that the story? Why are we talking about Anthropic?
I don't know. They probably bought Wiz so that they could just like whitelist all their Google reps.
I can't decide if I like the name Wiz. I'm either thinking of like boys peeing or Harry Potter.
Oh, I'm thinking about like Wicked.
Oh.
No, I'm thinking about pee.
Okay.
I mean, I'm always thinking about pee. I got a small bladder, but yeah.
Next up here, Boris Beckerick. He says, new to me, explanation of why ads aren't showing. The notification says this keyword is eligible to run ads. Then it says ad showing in search results. An ad isn't showing now. The ad is rejected early on because it's unlikely to lead to an impression based on the projected ad rank. Goes on to show the quality score for this keyword. It is 8 out of 10. The expected click-through rate is average, and the ad relevance is above average, and the landing page experience is above average, which are all supposed to be part of the big mystery of ad rank that they don't really want us to know the formula. So I guess it's that the bid, like,
yep.
So just say the bid is too low.
Guess what we'll see in a year's time? Raise your bid button.
How have we not had it yet?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know.
Raise your target, raise your bids.
If this is manual bidding, though.
Talk to Boris.
I'd be interested. Well, Boris was kind of coming for me in my comments the other day.
Ooh.
And then he didn't respond. Let me know what you think of my response, Boris. We have some meta ads updates from Brahm this week. He says when you optimize to maximize value in a meta sales campaign, you can now include the 1-day view attribution. Also, Dario Zanoni says if you're running lead ads in Meta, you can now download lead data directly from the campaign results table. So that'll be really handy for people. Dario also says that Meta is launching a new test for AI-based Advantage Plus creative enhancements. It's called Video Highlights, and it's supposed to help users quickly identify the main selling points or features in a video ad. But this screenshot just like highlights 3 random points in a video for Jasper's Market. Some like kind of gross looking peaches. Is that what those are? Are they moldy? Like, is that one like
I
brown?
thought it was eggs at first, so I'm definitely
Not a good thing that you thought those peaches were eggs. Then it's like a fruit bowl, and then it's a woman seductively feeding fruit to a man. And it just, I don't know if they're only going to show these people these specific moments or how it would work. I would love to see the full ad because I have a lot of questions about Jasper's, but
Oh no.
We'll
What's
have
the
to see.
seductive feeding? Oh,
The
last
third
one.
one.
15 seconds. I
Yeah.
see.
Why is she feeding him a blueberry? I think he's eating that bowl there. So did she stick her grubby hands in the bowl? There's clearly a fork
Oh,
that came with
yeah.
it that Jasper's provided. So we really have no idea what that is. I don't know if they're just showing that image or what, but Dario will let us know soon. Microsoft Advertising is giving advertisers in the EEA, UK, and Switzerland until May 5th to adopt to consent mode, or they will lose conversion tracking. So that is a very big deal for people who are in those regions. And then finally, we have, is this the first annual Google Ads Impact Awards?
Oh.
I think. Did you read these awards?
Are there categories listed?
Yes.
Well, I was going to say there should be one for like the most recommendations applied.
Yeah.
So the guise of this is the Google Ads Impact Award, where you might think like, hey, it's people that do grants or are helping the greater good. Maybe it's nonprofit. Would that be what you think?
Yeah. Impact.
Well, every single category within the Google Ads Impact Award is AI.
Yeah. AI excellence.
Yes. It's literally every award is data innovation with AI, media achievement with AI, creative impact with AI, and then AI excellence with AI.
It's insane.
AI excellence with AI.
We should make an impact award for best non-use of AI.
Yeah. This is really dumb. Are they going to be in person?
I don't know.
Oh, they're announced at Google Marketing Live on May 21st. You're going to be there.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I can document. Maybe we should enter.
They are
Yeah, you
not.
can- Can we?
I'm surprised they're not awarding Most Pro Google Marketer of the Year.
What if I enter as Google and I submit and I'm like, here's my advancement in AI, and it's just a screenshot of AI overviews telling people to glue their cheese onto their pizza if it falls off.
That would be really good. Or Darcy Burke
Yeah.
with the family watching high quality TV, and it's like gourds.
It's 2 pumpkins and a very large apple.
That would be really good. You should like go up on stage like and mimic the whole Chris Rock, Will Smith thing. Whoever wins.
Just go slap that.
Yeah. Let's go assault somebody. Great advice, guys.
We need to
I'm
get
a nice
we
person.
need to get depends who the person is. You wouldn't just slap anyone, but
I don't slap people, Shep.
you
You
might
think I
you
go
might
up and
later
I
on in
just
the
slap
show.
people if I don't like them?
you might later on in the show. I just feel like we need to get more hype around these. Like, what's the dress code? Is there a red carpet?
Yeah.
I love an award show. Will there be an acceptance speech?
Is there a performance?
I just hope the guy that said power pair, just say it, rolls right off the tongue.
The Power Pair. The Power Pair.
I hope he presents. Okay, and on to the organic news, guys. It's depressing this week. I am so sorry. Whatever you need to cope, do it. Go for a run. Glenn's working out right now while he's listening to this. But the first article is from Glenn, and he says, focus on recipes. Heads up. Seems like citations in AI mode are going to get users directly to the recipe steps, even if you don't want them to, and bypass the fluff content. I think the fluff content part is cool. The thing that I don't like is when Google takes and shows like the actual ingredients and step by step within Google.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem jumping past the fluff and finding the actual ingredients portion of it. I like that. I think all those recipe people, they did all that fluff just to be able to get ad dollars, that's a you problem. You shouldn't have ever done that stuff.
Yeah.
And I know it worked, but it's a terrible way to grow an audience, and nobody cares about what you're talking about before the recipe.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally nobody cares.
I love when they tell you how to freeze it and store it before they give you the recipe.
Yeah,
Come on. It's just trying to fit more ads in there. So I don't mind it if it kicks you to the actual ingredients portion, but I hate it when they steal stuff and then you have zero click.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Google Analytics is adding in percentages and reports so that you can see what not only that number is, but what percentage out of everything it is. I like this, but I'm also like sneaky good at making up percentages on the fly.
Yeah, it is kind of a thing you're good at.
Will you admit I'm very
Yeah.
good at that? I'm like within
it
2%.
upsets me a little.
And I could never.
Yeah, because he's always like, you can't do that. And I'm like, no.
Percentage change calculator is bookmarked.
No,
For me
surely,
too. But like
every
you could
day.
throw me a number, I'll give you a rough percentage.
There's 1,253 people,
Okay.
and 700 of them want your It's New hat.
Okay, that would be 65-ish percent. 1253 is your number, and the proportion is 700, correct? Oh, I was wrong. 56%.
I kind of was close. There's
kinda was.
1,500 viewers of a new episode of It's New,
Okay.
and 27 of them are in the comments saying that you have a MERS.
Yes, that is easily under 1%.
Great job.
I think so. Okay, another thing that was announced is missing session start notifications, a high not set rate alert. So if you get a bunch of stuff that's not set, you can get alerts. I appreciate anything that makes life easier. So doing those percentages for me, I'm going to lose a little bit of my soul, not being able to do it in my head, but I
I'm
appreciate it.
so sorry for your loss.
All right, in funny news, because this is it here in the organic. 3 weeks ago, Lily Ray said, another day in the SEO space. Guess what's ranking for the top ranking site for the following keywords? Lose weight fast, how to lose weight in a week, why do we stretch, protein breakfast foods, and it was google.com. And they had been ranking their own content number one, along with a slew of other words, with a giant ad for the Pixel Watch on the side. Lily Ray updated us last week and said, the Google articles shown here were no index the next day after she posted that.
Wow.
That's
So,
great.
She's
thank you.
like the only one out here defending the world.
All right. And from the Gemini app, as we heard last week, it is the worst accurate, had the lowest accuracy. With Gemini. And they said, today we're excited to introduce 2 new features for collaborating and creating in Gemini. There's a new interactive space for creating and refining documents and code, and also audio overview, which can transform your file into engaging podcast style discussions.
I've heard about the podcast thing before.
Literally couldn't want anything else in
I
the world
know.
than a AI podcast based off of a document.
What's the point?
Just because you could do something doesn't mean you should.
We should just take our prep notes. And not
Yeah,
Literally,
yeah,
I
we're
just
done.
released that. That's so funny.
We're done. Okay, and in some not so great AI news, Google expanded Gemini 2.0 Flash, the image generation feature, and immediately people started saying, whoa, Gemini 2 Flash, you can remove all the watermarks in images.
There's a reason for those.
Yeah. Like maybe that could be like number one thing you don't allow.
Yeah.
Is like don't remove watermarks. And somebody that works at Google, Fabian Menser, remember, this is a person that works at Google. Said, glad we launched aistudio.google.com and took copyrighted work from the lo-fi popular YouTube channel and said, replace the girl with a guy with glasses drinking espresso. He's leaning back on the chair. And it took the exact art, all of the background that was copyrighted, and somebody in the comments said they did not have permission to do this, and replaced it with a guy leaning back in his chair.
Wow.
And he sounds almost sarcastic there.
Yeah.
But he's not. He is glad they launched.
Yes, he was saying this is cool. Do it. And this is somebody from Google stealing content.
They don't even think it's a problem.
And from Glenn Gabe, he said, good morning, Google Land, the March 17th edition of Core Update Notes. And he's got a whole bunch of charts showing a lot of volatility. Barry Schwartz over on Search Engine Roundtable also has another article talking about the volatility and a bunch of in-update charts there. So it does seem like this is impacting webmasters and site owners quite a bit. I might just go ahead and call it a hullabaloo this week, where Reuters put out an article saying Google is expanding its Reddit partnership. To which Glenn Gabe said, yes, you read that correctly, expanding. And I'm sitting there thinking, how do you expand it any further? Do you just make Google Reddit?
Yeah, literally.
Like, how do you expand further? And apparently, Reuters has got it wrong. I guess there was like a problem with Google Alerts, some people are saying, and maybe somebody at Reuters got an old Google Alert for a partnership. But Reuters pulled the story, and whenever you go to try to read it now, it just says, a story on Google expanding its partnership with Reddit was based on outdated information and has been withdrawn. There will be no substitute. Like, I kind of just want to do that to my kids. Like, here's your dinner. There will be no substitute.
Let me know how that goes.
But the funny thing is, like, when that news launched from Reuters, the stock price jumped.
For Reddit?
Yeah, it's right
my
there on the
God.
screen. You can see a huge spike up, and then the next day, when Reuters removed it just dropped right back to where it was.
That's so funny.
Okay, bad news for eBay, I guess. From Joe Youngblood at Youngblood Joe on Twitter X. He says, Chrome just nuked most coupon code extensions with policy update. And this says, affiliate links for Chrome and for extensions, updated policy ensures that affiliate links are only included when they provide a direct and transparent benefit to users. Under this policy, an extension must not add, modify, or replace links unless the affiliate program is clearly disclosed. There's user action required before the link is shown, or that the affiliate link has a direct benefit to the users. I think eBay just paid like $4 billion for Honey, which is like that savings app there.
Yeah. How can you like have a bigger benefit for the user rather than saving 20%?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd argue it's pretty direct.
I get it that the user should like hit the Honey button and be like, is this a good price? And Honey shouldn't just take credit for all that stuff, but also like leave people alone. You know? I don't know. I think I might be a libertarian.
It always felt too good to be true, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's fun
I
while it
forgot
lasts.
about it.
You did?
Yeah.
I tried to use it the other day.
Did it work?
No. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
This must
It's
be
like, you
why.
have the best deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't.
Okay, and other bad vibes over at OpenAI. Mike Ryan says, wondering how OpenAI's $200 a month plan is going? Even a fanboy felt scammed when differentiators became available on cheaper plans. Remaining differentiators were not better and still experimental, to say nothing of the competition. Better turn on those ads fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it just had a person that, again, is paying $200 a month, and they say, I feel almost scammed. And you are a fanboy for paying ChatGPT $200 a month.
That is a lot. Like, what are you getting?
Well, they are supposed to have more deep research and things like that, but they said this new model isn't better. It's still more of an experimental feature with Operator where it can kind of like code for you. You can talk to it real time. At that point, I just like being me and not a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Google Assistant will be replaced by Gemini. So RIP Google Assistant. Hello, Gemini.
Surprise, surprise.
And call back to last week where Gemini was the least accurate AI tool. There's one shred of light hope in this, but this is just Google AI nonsense segment. We're just go through a bunch of stuff. So Digiday had reported that a Google spokesperson said they made link updates to AI overviews in May of 2024. Barry Schwartz's great article over on the Search Engine Roundtable and said they did not. So Google said that they made this. They talk about the normal stupid talking points where they say it's AI overviews are one of our most popular search features, making it easier for people. Google sends billions of clicks to sites across the web every day, blah, 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 blah. And Barry said the spokesperson who said people who click from search result pages with AI overview spend more time on those sites. Google did not provide data to back this up.
Because it's not true.
If it was true, I just think about it all the time where like, if somebody accused me of murder
Or slapping someone.
or slapping somebody,
Google marketing fine.
what was my reaction to slapping somebody?
You were flabbergasted.
That would be my reaction. If somebody, I would say, not only did I not slap somebody, I have data to prove it. Here's the data. Webmasters, here's the data. Look at Search Console. You can see overview traffic. Look how great it is. Look how amazing it is. I would be screaming from the rooftops. I didn't slap somebody. I'd be screaming from the rooftops. Traffic is better. People love it. Tom Critchlow found this, but Google, it looked like a bug, and I guess it got removed pretty quickly. But there was an AI search and a drop down, and all this weird stuff came through. So there were things like AI mode that we heard about, web guide, Memora Air, Info Sleuth, like all these weird names of these, I guess, like AI projects that are probably somewhere at Google and accidentally slipped out. Like Q Talk. A lot of them are very descriptive. Fantasy sports researcher, neural chef, smart kitchen. But my favorite by far, without a doubt, is one that's just called motorcycles and a motorcycle emoji. It was just my favorite thing. I don't know if it's in there. It's on the article, but it just says motorcycle. There's weird stuff in there too, like Super Cat prototype, a whole bunch of weird stuff. But I guess lots going on behind the scene. Seeing something going on in the middle of the scenes, in the middle of the SERPs, is that Google is testing AI overviews in the middle of the search engine results pages. Barry Schwartz has an example over at Search Engine Roundtable where you can see somebody was searching for SEO news, Search Engine Land, Search Engine Journal, then AI overview in the middle. I just don't understand how you're ever going to get somebody to like use a tool where it's all over the place. Well, AI overviews, like usually they're at the top, and all of a sudden you start putting them in the middle. The people that like it at the top aren't going to find it. And then the people that are used to the normal SERPs, now you got this AI overview in the middle. It doesn't make sense to me.
It never did. You should just have to opt into AI mode if you want to use it.
Okay, well, something else that doesn't make sense is Google is expanding health overviews and adding what people suggest in search.
Good.
There were 6 different bullet points, 3 of them really marketing related. Barry has them all broken out. 1, AI overviews for health topics are being improved, which is great. Some of the old AI overviews told you to eat rocks and drink urine, and Gemini is going to be better, according to Google. The second is there's more languages, including Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese. And then third is what people suggest. So Google launched a new mobile search feature named What People Suggest, where you use AI to organize different perspectives from online discussions into easy to understand themes, helping you quickly grasp what people are saying. The example here of What People Suggest just launched earlier this week on Tuesday uses the wrong logo of a social media platform that hasn't existed for a while, which
Twitter
makes me start poorly. Secondly, for a long time, we heard about EAT and then EEAT and YMYL, your money, your life, and how important health is and why quality raters are so important and why you need to make sure you've got expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness, and experience. Even that we need 2 E's. And now you can go and see what is happening from Quora, X, and Reddit. And it's like, yeah, that's what I need. I need to figure out what Whale Tail 420 is going to tell me about my health diagnosis.
Health should be the only thing that is like completely banned from the AI stuff.
Yeah.
They added the extra E literally like right before the AI overviews popped up, if my memory serves me correctly. I had never really thought about that. That is so crazy.
Close, yeah. I just don't understand. I don't understand the complete 180 to be literally putting in Reddit answers.
And Twitter, apparently.
I mean,
those are some old,
they're dusty answers.
All right, that's it in organic. What's happening in social, Julia?
Okay, first up for social, more AI things. Meta's testing AI generated comments. Yeah. Like
what?
You can just like go to comment, there's a little pencil with a star, and then it'll just come up with a comment for you.
I can't anymore.
Social media.
Which like the only time I've ever commented on something is like if I really have something to say.
That's
like
not true. You gas up your girls.
Well, yeah, but like I have something to say.
This actually will be good for gassing up your girls.
That actually will be funny. Like, OMG, so
Oh, you guys are
cute.
turning so quick. The minute it came to gassing girls, you're just
Yeah,
turning right
But
around.
it's like I do it with intent, you know? Like I'm
Yeah.
not just like, let me think of something. It's normally like I'm gonna use this now actually. I love this update.
Bethany, the outfit selected looks fantastic on your body.
Yeah, literally.
All I need to do is recommend the flames emoji.
Yeah.
Anytime.
The hard eye,
Done.
like
Ugh. I honestly, I don't mind this. Just make it, somebody needs to make a law that if you do this, it has to say, I did this with AI.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
people are stop using it.
Especially like, what if you're in a relationship and you like press the wrong button and you like gas up the wrong girl?
Oh no.
Yeah, we need labels.
Yeah. Next, Meta's also launching their first stage of community notes. I hate Facebook. I'm not going to use it. It's the exact same thing as X's community notes. And it's just, Meta copying X to try and stay relevant because no one uses Meta anymore or as much as they used to. So
People use Instagram.
Instagram, but Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So this is the
Also,
thing that's
people-
instead of the fact checkers. Just people.
correct.
Giving
People
that.
really don't use Instagram as much either.
Back to the talk.
I mean,
Yeah.
people in Gen Z don't use it as much, but some of us are over
You
here.
spend more time on Instagram than TikTok?
I guess not.
Yeah. Okay, next up, more Meta news. They're adding Facebook stories into the creator monetization program. I can't believe this is just now becoming a thing, but cool update. And they're also experimenting with monetization initiatives for Threads too, so stay tuned. Now, some video news. Longer short videos are now getting the most traction. So not short 30-second videos and not long 5-minute videos, but longer short videos, like 3 minutes. And from a study done by Buffer, it says TikTok videos that are longer than 1 minute get 63.8% more watch time than videos in the 30 to 60 second range. I have a question about this though. If it's TikTok specifically, every time I'm watching a video that's longer than a minute, I fast forward and
Yeah.
just listen to it double time.
Can't you just do that on Instagram too?
Well, probably, but I'm just saying, like, do people actually want longer content or do they just like want to hear a story and they're fast forwarding through it?
I make like
You know what
3-minute
I mean?
videos. They do pretty good, but it's not on Meta or TikTok.
Yeah.
I think it still counts even if you're fast forward.
Well, right. But like, it's getting done in a minute and a half rather than like,
For the first time, I saw a video where the creator put on it, like, press here to hold down
Yeah.
to fast forward. I thought it was funny.
I feel like I see people do it all the time. I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to one on normal speed.
I'm always have the
It's really
volume off
bad.
because I'm like putting a kid to bed.
Just like, wow. It's like reading, like,
And that brings us to our real life segment, straight out of our accounts and into your ear holes. It's time for Working Hard or Hardly Working, where we talk about what's going on in our IRL work, good, bad, or otherwise.
Working hard for me are these ads reps. They
working
are
hard.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like in the worst way. Like they're working really hard
to be
to try to get me
Oh.
to do things.
Okay.
The brazenness. What happened to the days when they would recommend something and I'd be like, okay, message received. How about some betas? We'll talk about it offline. Now they're like, oh, so you'll talk about it offline. What would stop you from doing it? How can I convince you? And then like ending the call. Okay, well, I really hope we do X, Y, and Z. It's like, I really hope to go to Disney World next week. It's not going to happen.
Leave me alone.
Julia and I were on one this week where they're like, well, we have like all these actual problems. And we're like, here are all these problems. And they're like, well, I ran a report. And I'm like,
I can't with the report.
and they showed the report. And for this client, we're trying to get new customers. It's a big goal for them. There are very specific things that work really well. We do broad match, we do PMAX, we do everything. But obviously, like impression share with those is iffy at best. Like I don't look at impression share of a broad match ever. It doesn't make sense. That's not what broad match is, or that's not what PMAX is. And they immediately came out. Everything was broad match, everything was PMAX. And I'm slacking. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so hard to explain. But I'm like happy that it's all
Yeah.
these campaigns that are underperforming, that are broad match, and it's like, I don't care about the impression share for this stuff, and it's just like fear mongering.
Hardly working for me. I discovered the extremely hard way that you can only have 1,000 listing groups in a PMAX asset group. So
You didn't
be
manually add
aware.
1,000.
Pretty close.
Really?
No, I think I did bulk upload, but then I just kept trying to add more. And this was after I tried like 400 other things, and it's just
We need to get you a $200 chat GPT with the
Yeah.
operator so we can just have it do it for you.
yeah.
That would be worth its weight.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me that?
I did, and there is now
You
a
told me it for
shopping
demand gen.
campaign.
You told me it for demand gen.
Yeah, but I did. It's a shopping campaign. We got it. Everything.
You
is
probably
under
are the only
control.
person who like really knows that by
Yeah. So
like firsthand experience.
Also,
You should really share that insight with the world.
This isn't my working hard, but Julia is one of the hardest workers that I have ever seen.
wow.
Unbelievable. Like we couldn't do what we do without her.
Yes.
I just sit
like-
here and manually add 1,000 things.
Well, you shouldn't be doing that
I
part
did
of it.
actually do it
Okay.
like that.
Okay. Hardly working. Apparently it's me. I'm the problem. It's me, Shep.
Wow.
I put out what I thought was a very nice, well thought through 3-minute video and a blog post last week, kind of giving Google its kudos for the improvements that we had with PMAX. As you can see, if you're watching here, I made a sticker at one point called PMIN, and I said, hey, this is great. Like, if you're not using PMAX yet, you probably should be, or you're probably left behind. One thing I don't ever do is say complete ever, like where there's no nuance statements. And I feel like this is gonna be my rant or post this week. I feel like I got hate on both sides, where some people are like, you're giving them compliments for the thing that they should have done it from the beginning. And I'm like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people are like, I still don't use PMAX and I disagree with you, but I like the show and I appreciate your takes. I'm like, okay. And I got hate on kind of both sides of it. And I'm like, good. That's the kind of stuff that hopefully will move people forward, make people better marketers. I truly feel like if we can educate you in the show one little bit and make you a better marketer, it's going to be better for everybody. Like, that's my true belief in this. But I got one comment that really made me feel like I was hardly working.
Oh no.
And on our Cypress North Twitter X, we had a post sharing this blog post of mine, to which one Ben Kruger, who I like on the show,
Had him on the show.
responded and said, better to be 4 years late than decades, I guess. Better to be 4 years late than decades, I guess. Shep, do I use PMAX in every one of my accounts?
Yes, and you have for probably 4 years, 3 years.
Yeah. Once you could do brand exclusions, I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, once you can see even keyword categories, I'm all in. And I just feel like I am very true in all of these things. And again, I like Ben Kruger. I wish him nothing but the best. I do. Hand up, like the guy. But I just want you to remember that this is the same Ben Kruger that was just in the Wall Street Journal last week. And he said,
He was.
as long as it's delivering profitable sales to us, talking about PMAX, I don't really care where it's running and what it's doing. I personally would be ashamed if that was something you said to the Wall Street Journal.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that's his truth. I'm just going to read a little post from Andrew Lulk. He said, an ex-Googler is making the rounds for riling PPC people up on LinkedIn with his thoughts on PMAX. I don't care where PMAX gets me profitable sales from. As long as it does it, then I'm happy. That was a quote from Ben. Andrew goes on to say, not caring how PMAX produces profitable sales is a lazy, simplistic argument. If last year your revenue was evenly split, 50% from search and 50% from display, but this year it shifted from 40-60 split, you can't just shrug it off. Instead, you should investigate why search is underperforming and losing ground, implement fixes and test improvements to regain your search exposure. These are just starting points, far better than staying in the dark about real decline happening. Another angle is underlying metrics. If a search customer's LTV is X while display customer is Y, then how PMAX drives sales and where those conversions come matter significantly. So no, brushing off how PMAX generates profitable sales isn't something to take pride in. And remember, Ben was a e-commerce growth consultant over at Google.
Mm-hmm.
Many of those people, and I'm not saying Ben, you are paid based off of the programs that you put people in. I have talked to Google reps that would make money based on how many people they got into max clicks.
Oh my God.
Just a disclaimer, might be a little cloudy on the vision of how great PMAX is. Ben also once, November 12th, 2023, said, spend on brand and reach so you can spend more on performance. Simple, really. Okay, I'd like Ben. But Ben also said, January 5th, 2024, hill I'm willing to die on. If whatever you're doing is really making you so much money, you wouldn't be effing tweeting about it. Same day, January 5th, 2024, Ben said, it's super frustrating being the smartest, yet brokest guy that I know. You could choose whatever side you want. You could choose my side or Ben's side. Like, that's fine. I love Ben. I'm rooting for Ben. Ben also put out one of those, he's a generational troll, right? And he put out one of those where PMAX makes everything so easy, and then there's a bell curve where it's like, I need control of everything, and then the end of the bell curve where PMAX makes everything so easy. To which Taylor Holiday said, I'm confused by your position. I thought we were in agreement that the answer for Google is more specifically more funnels, more specific landers, etc., not boiling down to the most general position. To which Ben replied, February 21st, 2023, I'm trying to figure out my true position in real time. Working on a long form write-up and new perspectives coming to mind. I look for the blog posts they're all deleted. August 28th, 2024. Again, I like Ben. I like him a lot.
Most pro Ben Marketer of the Year.
I agree with you. Thank you. August 28th, 2024. Ben Kruger. My goal is to get PMAX to as little spend as possible by building everything out in search and shopping.
Why is he so flip-floppy?
September 6th, 2024. Breaking news. I hate PMAX.
What?
You could think this might be like a crap post or something. But Jason Lowry said, why though? To which Ben responded, all Google does is average everything together, and PMAX is the ultimate example of this. Too much wasted spend on losers and not enough spend on winners.
That's what we've been saying.
Also, I just want to shout out Melissa Mackey. Back in September when Ben posted this, breaking news, I hate PMAX. Melissa said, from the guy who said one PMAX campaign to rule them all, at Marketing Clock, here's your take of the week.
Yeah.
So shout out Melissa on that. And of course, he put out all of his spend metrics for his, I believe this is a product, I think there were birdhouses at one point, but I think this is the Magic Pop mic where he's drop shipping.
Microphone?
Yeah, it was a microphone. The spend that he had for marketing spend, and it was about 9 months, he spent $264,000. $2,000 on Snapchat, $11,000 on TikTok, $241,000 on Facebook, $9,000 on Google. So I just want you to know, I feel like when I say something, I try to look at both sides of things, think logically, talk about the pros, talk about the cons. I know that PMAX isn't perfect. When I look at those search categories, I would love to see how much I spend on things. I know it's frustrating when you look and you can't see an actual keyword. That's going to be the future. I'm sorry. It just is. And I can deal with reality on reality's terms. What I won't do is tell you and be astronomically one way or another, because I don't think that is what somebody that has a public following or has people that are looking to them to learn. I feel like it's our fiduciary duty to tell you what we actually believe and what we actually do. And yes, I've been using PMAX since it came out. Yes, when it started, it sucked. Now, today, it can be great. You have to have down funnel conversions. There's lots of disclaimers on that, but it can be great. Same with broad match. Shep, in the pandemic, we were slow. We wrote a book.
Yeah.
You wrote the book. My name was on it, but you wrote the book. I said, don't use broad match.
Don't ever use broad match.
I use broad match in every campaign now. I think that's a sign of a good marketer,
Mhm.
is being able to see and call things out when they're bad. And in this case, honestly, all the credit should go to Google. They're looking at this and saying, people aren't happy with this product and they're actually making it better. And that was the whole point of this post, is to, sometimes people are too negative. I can be one of those people. I'm human. I'm flawed. But I wanted to say, hey, these changes to PMAX are great.
They are great.
Yeah. And I mean, it looks like he's doing well with this. It's 9 months. Again, almost $250,000, over $250,000 in marketing spend. And he made $9,000 profit.
With the Magic Pop mics.
I believe that's what it is. I can't say for sure. I don't think he said exactly what it was.
If there's one thing Ben Kruger doesn't need, it's a microphone.
Right.
It's plenty loud.
And I was just kind of interested too, because I looked at it. I'm like, you would think that's probably a lot of work for $9K. But if you're building something and it's a great product and people love it, like, it's worth the $9,000 because they're going to be coming back and be telling their friends, all that stuff. And then I stumbled across a Reddit post. Anyone ever use Magic Pop Mic for recording podcasts? Somebody's saying they're interested in purchasing it. Number one comment. I've owned a set of these and pretty much immediately threw them away because they're completely useless. They pick up room noise worse than any lavalier I've used. The wireless transmission is staticky and breaks up, and they don't hold a charge worth a darn. Another one said, I just picked some of these recently. I think they meant to say picked some of these up recently and realized pure phone audio is much better. The handling noise on these is outrageous. They will only make your job harder. So yeah, I guess if there's any piece of advice, because I went to Magic Pop Mic and I was like trying to see the reviews and like, this got to be good. And I saw 4.8 out of 5 on the reviews. There's only one 1-star review. 351 5-stars though. And I guess, Ben gave me the piece of advice to not be decades behind. I might just give Ben a piece of advice of the FTC's stance on review suppression. It is a prohibited practice, and businesses cannot suppress reviews based on the ratings or negative sentiment. This includes deleting or hiding unfavorable reviews while allowing positive ones to be displayed. The penalty for review suppression is $51,744, which would be roughly 5.667 years worth of Magic Pop Mic profits. So that would be my only piece of advice to Mr. Kruger, but I appreciate the comment. Again, I'm a Ben fan.
Now it's time for this week's ICYMI.
ICYMI, people.
This is something you just might not have seen. Maybe something that you overlooked, but you shouldn't have.
ICYMI, people. Ezra Sackett has a conspiracy theory for us, so put your tinfoil hats on. He posted on LinkedIn this week, starting February 7th, there was a major shift in something. And he's talking about Google Ads. CTR and top impression share metrics dropped. Overall impression share stayed constant, and CPCs spiked. Then he says, top impression share metrics returned to normal levels after February 24th. However, metrics like click-through rate still seem to be impacted. What he thinks happened, Google started serving 2 impressions from one campaign on the same SERP, one at the top and one at the bottom during this period. The campaign that was previously getting 1 impression per search was now getting 2 impressions per search. This directly caused click-through rate to drop, as well as the top and absolute top impression share metrics, because now there were many more impressions at the bottom of the page. Since then, top page impression share has returned to normal levels after February 24th. My theory is that Google changed the definition of top ads and absolute top impression share to ignore the second impression at the bottom of the page. And then kind of at the end of this, he talks about, like, he was looking at data for campaigns from their agency. I think it was an agency that were using manual bidding and target impression share bidding to get this data. And he was like, should we be using target impression share if Google's just playing around with all this stuff? And I would say if there's any time to not use target impression share, it's all the time, but maybe especially now. Like, that is scary.
But also, we should know.
Yeah.
That's a huge change that impacts like a bidding type.
Now it's time for our must-read marketing article of the week. An article so advanced, so in-depth, so detailed that we simply cannot cover it in its entirety on today's show.
This week's must-read marketing article of the week comes from Chelsea So, and it's over on Search Engine Landing, is called How to Optimize for ROAS in Google Ads Using LTV Insights. If you're not sure what LTV is, it's a lifetime value. And if you're not sure what ROAS is, it's return on ad spend. I thought this was a great look by Chelsea. She not only talked about what everything is and why it matters, talks about the pros and the cons, but really how you can calculate and apply some of this LTV type bidding, talking about different LTV custom factors, why she uses target ROAS for many things, and then some advanced strategies for LTV-based ROAS that include predictive analytics, zero-party data, contextual targeting, and much, much more. So if you are in the shopping space, you need to go check this out from Chelsea. Thank you to Search Engine Land and Chelsea for this phenomenal article.
And now on to our playlist of curated songs to work to. You can head over to playlist.marketingoclock.com to listen to Marketing a Playlist. Julia, what will you be adding this week?
I'm going to add Ordinary by Alex Warren.
Oh, I will be adding The Giver by Chapel Roan. Greg?
I'll be adding The Ecstasy of Gold by Ennio Morricone.
Oh, all right. That does it for today's show.
It is now officially not Marketing O'Clock.
Thanks for listening.
We miss you already.
We can't wait to see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Marketing O'Clock. If you're looking for more information on today's topics, head over to marketingoclock.com/newsletter to receive every single article we covered. We share the news as it breaks in our Discord community. Head over to community.marketingoclock.com to join.